Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be doing another video of this Hoover Link washing machine. We're going to be doing a proper test in it today. I've got some citric acid on top. Well, I've got it in the soap drawer. Put a bit of citric acid in and a little bit of softener as I plan to give it a bit of a clean today, as I do think it's fully working. As the original issue I got told when I got given this was that all the buttons and all that were like beeping, and you know, it had a mind of its own, but it would still get through a wash. But when I tested it yesterday, it was alright and it didn't do any of that. So I think I'm going to give it a Cotton's 90 today, or was it, no, White's 90, and we'll see what sort of stuff comes out. It's not too dirty, it's not the cleanest, it's not the dirtiest, it's in the middle, I would say. It's just very rusty. That's the only thing with this machine, so it won't really be able to be resold. I showed in the previous video the side of the machine. It's quite bad, but it doesn't really bother me. I think the plan for this though is to probably just run it into the ground and just see how long it lasts, you know, the way it is, as it's a very sad looking machine. But you know, electronically and mechanically to a degree, everything's fine from what I know. It's just that the machine cosmetically is very damaged. But like I say, it doesn't bother me. I'm just gonna have a bit of fun with it, I think. But if it, let's say, gets to the point where it can't be used, I'm probably going to save the electronics off this one and the motor, because this is a 1600 spin brushed Hoover, and I do kind of want to keep the circuit board, as you know, normally they're 1400s, so it's just kind of something that I feel like I might keep for another Hoover in the future that's in better condition, as I do quite like the 1600 spin Hoovers. So anyways, let's put it on white. We'll turn the temp up to 90 degrees. I'm going to change that spin to 1600 and L2, L3, so L2, L3, right, 2 hours 49. I'm going to put hygiene with that to make it heat a little bit more, hopefully. Will the time change? 2 hours 49, I think that's the same. So 90 degrees, 1600 spin. So we'll definitely kind of see how the machine reacts. It is quite unstable, and I do partly think that might be because of the rust and how it's obviously not exactly great. I mean, I might try and level it, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to bother. So anyways, I think that will do. We'll press start and we'll see what it does. Sounds most healthy, that pump does, but it don't really bother me. Taking it on a pre-wash, and we should take it on the main wash in a minute. Yep, there we go. Just going through the main wash, I think. Yep. The belt does sound a bit stretched, to be honest, but that's not really something that I'm bothered about. But I think I'm going to add a bit more water in there, just so it kind of washes a little bit better. It's currently obviously doing its sensing. I bet it's going to take a lot of time off, which I don't really want it to do, to be honest, but there's not much I can do about that. But yeah, no, I might add some more water in it, just to kind of, you know, help it wash a bit better and get around the tub and clean it a little bit. Another thing I've didn't mention actually at the start of the video, I did change the brushes on this yesterday as well. They weren't gone, but you know, they were getting to the point where they're getting quite low, so I just put some new ones on just for now, just so I can kind of still use it, as I doubt the machine's got much life left in it anyways. The motor probably still be going when it dies. So it's just finished sensing, and it did drop the time down to 1 hour 38, which is a bit short, but I mean, I don't really think there's anything I can do about that. I have added a bit of water, so the water level is obviously now on the door sill, just ever so slightly. I was going to add some more, but I do want it to actually get to somewhere near 90, and obviously it will struggle getting to 90. I'll probably reach about 70, 80 if I'm lucky. but it's washing, you know, quite well. It's kind of doing the sort of wash action that I want it to do. That belt noise should probably eventually go, but like I say, don't bother me. But yeah, no, so far it seems to be alright. It's not really, you know, done any beeping or anything like that, or changing its options. But I think the only reason why this machine has gotten so rusty, I think I kind of said in the last video, is either that it was next to a vented tumble dryer that had no vent on it, or it's just more the fact that it's been leaking from the soap drawer, or it could have been a bit of both. But I think maybe, to be fair, it is more to do with the soap drawers being leaking, and it's just been leaking down there, down to the bottom of the machine, and made this whole side rusty somehow. I mean, it's a possibility, I suppose, it's made it all rusty, but I would have thought it would only make like this little bit of the machine rusty, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Don't really matter how it's happened, but you know, it's quite rusty in here as well. So, you know, it's just, it must be to do with this soap drawer, because I think it's got some dribbling there and it's got some rust behind there, which you can't really see. So clearly that soap drawer is not the best. Nice. Get that out of here. So, I mean, at the moment the soap drawer doesn't seem to be leaking, but I'm guessing we're going to find out on the spin whether or not it leaks or not, because the drum will obviously be moving, and if there's like water flowing around, it might push water out of the fuel hose. As I think on my Dynamic Next it used to leak sometimes when it was quite unbalanced, and if it does locked, as it'd be like obviously spinning all the water around, then it would kind of come out from where the top hose from the soap drawer joins. But there's not really much I can do about that, I don't think. But I guess we'll find out. I'll probably check in periodically every now and then and just kind of show what it's doing. I think that's the best course, because there's nothing really interesting going on at the moment, really. So the heat is just clicked off and we have 43 minutes remaining. The water is quite disgusting, really. It's like a white milky colour. That's probably because all the citric acids mixed with the lime scale and soap scum that's inside the machine, but I don't think it's the absolute worst. I've probably seen worse than that. I'm sure we're going to get into a spin in a minute, so I guess we'll see how it reacts to this sort of load and see if it moves about, which it probably will, as this machine is quite unstable at the moment. I haven't really bothered trying leveling it, as I don't really think it's going to be able to be like leveled that easily, this machine, obviously because of the rust. I reckon the feet on this side are probably all seized, to be honest, so it'd only be this side I'll be able to do, but it don't really matter, to be honest. I can probably just jam it against the wall or something and it'll be fine. You know, I think that's what I've done with a few machines in the past when the feet are just seized shut. No, it's not seized shut, but you know, locked and don't want to turn. But yeah, no, it's not doing too bad. I might put it on rinse only as well after this video, because I want a higher water level. It normally does a level around about there, just so it's thoroughly rinsed out before we do anything with it, I think. Just, you know, make sure all the citric acid has been flushed out, as I doubt the water levels would be that high, seeing it's probably sensed a small load. But there you go. So everything seems to be fine. It hasn't acted up at all. None of the lights have changed or beeped or anything like that. So I just think maybe it was just moisture got in the PCB or on the touch buttons, and that's what caused it. It wouldn't really surprise me, to be honest, as I think that's what kind of happened with the Candy Smart, if you remember that. That machine. Not entirely sure why it limited, to be honest. I know it did rebalance a few times, but it's a bit weird. I think the dynamic next used to do it occasionally where it would just limit to 1,000 like this did. I'm probably going to put it on another spin because I do want to be drying these indoors, so I want them to be as dry as possible before I do that. So I'll probably put it on a drainer spin and then I'll just video it and show it at 1600 just before I finish the video. There we go. That time it was a success. It actually got to 1600, which is good. Obviously it doesn't really sound that healthy. The whole machine was literally shaking. But then again, it is quite unlevel, I suppose, as I haven't really tried leveling it out, but I don't really think I cared that much, to be honest. The pump is very loud, I have to admit. I think it's actually gotten louder the more I've used it. But like I say, I don't think I actually really care that much. It's just a really ratty washing machine, so why am I complaining? I mean, I didn't really pay much for this anyways, you know. And if I'm going to run it into the ground, then why does it matter? Anyways, I think I'm going to leave it here now for this video. I think we've gone through it all and it all does work and all that. So I think I'm going to leave it here now then. I think we've proven it works. You know, it does everything as it should. It's just in a very tatty condition for what it is. But, you know, like I say, it don't matter to me. Anyways, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.